morning, Meridian, and welcome to Business Buzz. I'm joining Jessi Holdaway, Operations Manager here at Advanced Neuropathy Center of Meridian this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. Welcome to Business Buzz. Thanks for inviting us in.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Jessi, tell me a little bit about what services Advanced Neuropathy Center provides.
Yeah, so everything that we do is to treat peripheral neuropathy, which means the nerve endings in the arms, the hands, the legs, and the feet. And everything that we do is considered regenerative. So instead of masking symptoms or kind of covering up uncomfortable pain, all of our therapies are going to provide more oxygen and nutrients and healing factors to the nerves and the tissues so that they can actually start to heal and repair.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a non-invasive type treatment for those type of ailments.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. Non-invasive, not painful, just really restoring all the good healing factors to our body.
Yeah. So why you focus solely on neuropathy and non-invasive treatment? Why is finding the root of the cause so critical to your approach?
Yeah, it's critical because a lot of people that start to experience nerve pain are given things like medication or injections that just temporarily mask the problem. And if we just kind of mask the symptoms or mask the problem, unfortunately, it just gets worse over time. Whereas if we actually figure out why are these nerve endings dying, then we can actually restore function of the nerves for long-term health, mobility, pain-free living.
Okay. So I'm going to get personal here, and I'm talking about myself, so there's no HIPAA violation.
Okay.
I've got nerve problems with my fingers here and stuff. I assume it's probably carpal tunnel and things like that.
Okay.
Is your treatment help with those type of things, or am I destined for surgery?
Well, that's a good question. So we do neuropathy screenings and we do a full neurological exam so we can determine, is it truly peripheral neuropathy, or is it something like carpal tunnel, a pinched nerve, maybe a nerve that's been cut, from surgery. So there are things that we can treat and there's things that we can't. So to go into a little more detail, most patients that have peripheral neuropathy, it means that the nerves are dying because of lack of blood supply.
Okay.
Blood carries oxygen and nutrients and healing factors to the tissue. So if you kind of think about, if you were to hold your breath for too long, eventually you're going to get kind of lightheaded and dizzy, right? If you keep holding your breath, you're going to pass out.
Right.
It's because you're depriving your brain of oxygen.
Okay.
That's what can happen to the nerve endings in our fingertips and our feet. If you deprive them of oxygen and nutrients, they're going to die. Most people with carpal tunnel, it's actually like an impingement. It's called the tunnel because those nerves run through a tunnel and they get impinged.
Okay.
That is something that it would need to be opened, right, to release that.
And then the therapy could be helpful in getting the feelings back.
Exactly, yes.
So you mentioned medications. Medication people often experience brain fog, dizziness. Can you explain why some of the common prescriptions often fail to provide long-lasting relief for some of these ailments?
Yeah, sure. So the most common prescriptions that are prescribed are things like gabapentin, Lyrica, Neurontin. A lot of people will recognize those prescription names. They're actually anti-seizure medications. They're not specifically made for neuropathy, but they prescribe them for nerve damage because they essentially block the pain signal.
Okay.
So if you're walking around barefoot and you step on something sharp, the nerve in your foot should tell your brain quickly, right? Hey, you stepped on something sharp. That's how our nerves communicate. Well, these medications kind of like scramble that signal so that we don't quite feel the symptom.
So you still stepped on something.
Yes. Yeah. So unfortunately, when people take a lot of this medication, it does just kind of blur and mask everything. It doesn't provide more oxygen and nutrients to the tissue.
Okay. So what's the most rewarding specific outcome you see patients get from the therapy?
Yeah, I mean, so many different things, but the ones that come top of mind is balance. So many of our patients, because they can't quite feel the floor or feel where their feet are, they start to become unstable and they're at a high risk of falling. So they might start to not be as mobile. They might have to use a cane, a walker, or even sometimes become wheelchair bound. And once they start treatment and these nerves actually start to become healthy again, we start to see them not have to use the cane or the walker.
Okay.
We've even had patients, that walked through the door when the first time they came in, they were in a wheelchair. So pretty life-changing for people.
Life-changing outcomes, yeah. Your treatment is customized for every patient. What does a patient journey look like starting from the initial screening that you mentioned?
Yeah, so we always offer a free neuropathy screening because, like you, right, some people are getting the symptoms, but they're not sure if it's neuropathy.
Right.
So we don't want anyone to waste time or money here if it's not something that we can help. So we start out with a free screening and consultation so we can get an idea. Where are your symptoms? What are your symptoms? How's it starting to impact your life? Is it progressing? Things like that. And then we'll do some initial testing to see, are the nerves responding? Are they sending signals to the brain? Are the blood vessels opening and allowing good blood flow down to the nerves? Okay. So if that screening test is showing the warning signs that it's probably neuropathy, then the next stage would be a full neurological exam with the doctor. Okay. So whether someone's actually been diagnosed or not, we need to know how severe it is so that we know if we can actually treat it and reverse it.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. So, Jessi, what's the best way for our viewers to learn more about the Advanced Neuropathy Center here in Meridian and to connect with you or someone on your team?
Yeah, so we have social media, so Facebook, Instagram, for anyone that just kind of wants to learn more, look at pictures, see some of our patients that have done this. And our website has a lot of information about neuropathy specifically as well, educational. But then, of course, we're always a phone call away if someone wants to actually talk to a staff member, or they can email us.
Yeah. Well, Jessi, thank you so much for inviting us in here today. The Advanced Neuropathy Center here in Meridian is right here on South Eagle Road. So be sure and check them out and find out if they can help you with some of the things that you're concerned about. Thank you again for having us in. Just a few things to remind our viewers upcoming. We're nearing the end of the year. The holidays are upon us, but we do have one last event for the Chamber membership and guests to attend, and that is our after hours hosted by Solve on December 18th. You can go to our website and register for that free event. And then after the first of the year, we have our Bogus Day, our Social in the Snow. Registration will be opening soon on that. Come up and join us at Bogus for a fun networking day, skiing the slopes and just enjoying the networking that we do with our chamber members then. Until then, Meridian, have a great weekend, and I hope you're having a happy holiday.